Hey everyone, author DL Tillery here, and welcome back to my channel. Before we get started into this all talking about myself, how about we subscribe to this channel and like this video? That's what you could do for me. Thank you. Anyway, so I just wanted to update you guys on what's happening with me. As you know, we're in trying times right now, so that's a whole another talk. I've been talking about my book for a while, and as you know, I finished it about, I guess, coming up on 2 years. Coming up on 2 years, I guess, ago, I finished it. I finally got it back from my editor, and what can I say? I am somewhat okay with what I received back. I paid a good amount. And, I'm going to talk about that plus, what's happening with me. So this video is kind of talk about what I'm doing going forward and also about what I paid for an editor and what I received so far. So, I'm not very transparent on me all the time, and I will be honest. So, let's say that right now my plans are, okay, I have to do another self-edit and scene ad, and then I'm going to run through the alpha stage, which I should have actually run through my alpha stage before I sent to the editor, but that's neither here nor there. I already talked about that. After I get it back from my alphas and then run through another edit or whatever their notes say that I think I may need to change or add to enhance whatever, and then I will run through a beta run. And my schedule right now for that is I'm doing the self-edit and scene ad and such in May. So the month of May is when I'm going to focus on that. And then in June, I'm going to do the alpha run. I have 2 alphas. And once I get it back from them by the end of that month, I'm going to do an edit for a couple of weeks. And then in July, I'm going to go ahead and start the beta run. And I have a decent list of people who are interested in doing betas. We'll see how that works out right now, and see who I end up with at the end of that. Then I would imagine I will give everyone a month to read the book. It is not an overly long book. It's going to be around like 50,000 words, a little bit more. But it's a very basic size novel because it is a series. So we're clear about that. I don't really think I need to have some giant book if that's not how the story progresses. You know what I mean? So in August, we're looking at for me to finally get into the cover design. I have a cover artist I'm working with, but what's going on with the pandemic, money is becoming tighter for me to chill out the price that I have to for this cover to be created, because I have a very, very specific vision and I want what I want. So I will not rush it and I will take my time and have it done. That being said, it is not going to release this year, 2020. I'm looking for a 2021 release, and I'm looking around October of 2021 because obviously it is a horror, fantasy, or romance, supernatural type of story. So, it's multi-layered, I should say. But that being said, that's what I'm looking at right now. So it will have time to simmer. I will have plenty of time to advertise and make sure the launch is the best it can be. I'll be able to have my launch party, the physical one I had planned. So that'll be happening later in the year, next year. Hopefully all this pandemic stuff will be better under control and they will have a vaccine and things of that nature. So that won't be an issue about having a physical book release party. And also we'll have a digital book release party as well. That being said, if you don't know, the title of my book is Cagliostro, Tale of the Libertin, which is book 1. I am currently writing book 2 that is outlined, and I already have started into chapter 1. Chapter 1 is almost done. And yeah, that's where I'm at. That's the plan currently. Now to talk about my editor. I found my editor by searching on the internet and reading over different people who could work with me for my story, who have good credentials and things like that. She has a company behind her. I'm not going to give the name out. And so, I mean, I did do a sample. She did a sample edit for me for like 3 pages, and it seemed fine enough. Only like one thing she didn't seem to understand, maybe somewhat of what I want to say, like not language barrier, but I think believe she's situated in Cali, but she is British, I believe. So that being said, there may be a barrier of culture somewhat difference, U.S. based Brittany, even though she's in the U.S. now, but still. So I think that may be a thing, possibly, or just her as a person. It just didn't work for me in the end. I mean, I don't really see any point of complaining to her in that way because it's pointless. I paid for the service. She gave me the service that she could give me. But we won't be working on future projects. And because it's just, I don't think our personalities aren't going to mesh based off her notes. I finally got a chance to go over the notes, and I mean, it's the basic editor notes because it's a copy edit, and then she did a critique edit as well. I decided to go with a critique edit on top of the regular edit because the book was shorter than I originally intended when I cut stuff out. It's shorter because it was really like close to 72,000 words. And then I cut a lot of stuff out that I thought it was unnecessary and it didn't do the story any good. So it changed a lot. It was a total revision. So when I was done, it was only like close to 50,000 words. And then she edited it. So it was under 50,000 words. And what she edited ended up being like 1,000 words less than when I sent it to her, which is fine. Obviously, some things need to be cut. But it was just some of her notes. Just our personalities are not going to mesh for my characters. And the characters are going to be characters going forward through the entire series. Yes, she could learn them, but I don't really see, if we don't mesh in personality-wise, I don't really think I need to have a person as my editor, because I think it's very important, the relationship you have as a writer and an editor. That being said, some things I just seemed more like she was a, I don't know, a critique, like a beta reader would critique or something like that in some aspects. One example of the critique that I got back, I didn't care for the way it was critiqued. It was too specific to one character. That's not what I wanted to pay you for, and that's not what I paid you for. I'm sure you're supposed to critique the entire book, the entire story. Don't sum up that it's a good story, but you did not touch on the main character of the book, and you preferred the female lead, which is fine if that's what you like. But I really don't care for that whole type of setting where you want to focus just on the female because she's a female. Okay. But the story has Cagliostro. It's called Cagliostro, but you did not mention Cagliostro but 2 times, maybe in the whole critique, 2 or 3 times, maybe. But the whole of it seemed focused quite on Allison in the book. And I'm like, that's fine if you had done the same thing with Cagliostro and gave me a critique based on both characters, but you focused on just the one character because maybe you preferred her. That's fine, but I'm not asking you for your opinion that way. Yes, I'm asking for your opinion in critique setting, but I need you to critique the whole book so I know if there's something wrong that I need to fix or need to be critiqued in that way. So I kind of was turned off by that. The critique wasn't bad, but it was only mostly Allison, and I'm like, please, just, yeah. Okay. Going to digress on that. It's whatever. It is what it is. And then the regular notes and stuff. Okay, the editing is fine. There was one thing missed at the beginning in the epilogue, prologue. So, or prologue, how you pronounce? There was a word that was obviously should have been switched to another word that was a typo, but that was missed. So, but I don't expect nothing to, everything be perfect. I don't expect that. No one's a robot. But I'm like, first page. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, you just have to be, I think now that's the first time I worked with an editor, I think professionally, that you do have to be very specific what you expect going in before you pay. And I did a payment plan. So it wasn't like this was like, I threw the money at it and that was it. So, I mean, I even did like, a sample edit. It was fine. But I mean, I should have got a critique sample too, just to see how that worked out. Because originally I wasn't going to get a critique at all and only decided to go with it because she offered it since the price would have changed lower. I guess obviously she was trying to probably keep the same amount of money coming in for the project. But I was like, okay, yeah, I mean, if I was already going to plan to pay that and it's going to be that for 6 months or whatever, then that's fine. And why not just get a critique edit? But the critique edit was still not what I expected. which is whatever. You know, I'm not the type of person, okay, this is your service, this is how you worked. As far as I'm concerned, that's what you gave me, first impressions and all. So I'm going to just chalk it up as this isn't going to work for me in the future projects. Thank you for your hard work for project one, but it's not what I wanted as far as the critique, of course. And then the edit, the notes, some of the notes in the edit, our personalities aren't going to mesh. Immediately know that. So it could be just a personality bird, which is fine, but I just no, it's not gonna work for me. So that's how my first time with an editor went. I'm able to use the material. Obviously, she did edit it as best she can. I would imagine. I have to go through that as far as like all the grammar corrections and things of that nature. And I'm not an editor. Don't get me wrong. I am not by far an editor whatsoever, nor do I want to be. That's why writers, we have editors. But writers change editors all the time. It's not the end of the world. It is what it is. And I have so much to write and put out there that it's, you know, maybe the next editor I find will be my editor for a while or won't be. And I'll have to find another editor for the third book, you know? It is whatever. I'm not really upset about it. I was a little annoyed though with some of the notes only because they weren't like, oh, about grammar, or, you know, I repeated something or I didn't put something in before it should have been put in, because I did say it's a revision. So I expect that error and I expect the editor to catch it, which is great. But the tone was a little, I don't know. I just didn't like the tone either. But whatever. That's fine. Anyway, I wanted to talk about that, let you guys know what was going on with me. Let me know in the comments, like, if you had an editor, how your editor experience and relationship was. Did you find an editor you're just going to stay with them the whole time? Did you change editors multiple times in your projects or whatever? Yeah, what did you pay for an editor? I mean, I paid, and I forget about that point. I paid about $1,500 at the end of it for the critique edit along with the copy edit. So I paid a good amount of money. I'm not going to lie. So yeah, not to be completely happy with it is, you know, it is what it is. The book is still edited, so I'm not going to say like I didn't get my money's worth. That's fine. I did get the book edited professionally. So it's ready to go to this next stage. So that's a plus, right? That's a plus. So yeah, that's what happened. So that's what's going on with me. And yeah, I will talk to you guys again soon. As you know, I do my streams on Tuesdays. So I will see you guys on Tuesday. And I'll probably be with DL Stewart on his channel on Sunday. All right. Happy writing, everyone. Bye.